You're listening to the Jiu Jitsu Lou podcast, and I'm Lou Temlett. I'm guessing you're having a good day because either you've been on the mats, are considering getting on the mats, or maybe taking your best friend to train. I'm so happy you're here listening or watching this episode. Please don't tap out before the end. When you want to make progress and make friends, start training Jiu Jitsu. I'd like to welcome Valentina Martin and her mum, Maria, to my podcast. Hello, both of you. How are you?
Hi, we're good. How are you?
Fantastic, thank you. Remind me where you are joining me from today.
We're joining you from Kissimmee. I train at Gracie Bar, Kissimmee.
Fantastic. And I love that we've connected. And just to make note, you are a yellow and black belt.
Yes.
And you have been training since you were 9 years old. And currently you are 14. But I do know that tomorrow you are 15. So at the end of the show, we will wish you a happy birthday. But let's get back to when you first started Jiu-Jitsu. How did that come about?
So it started when my older sister, she started training. And once I started growing up, my dad wanted me to join because of the type of self-defense. And he knew our professor very well since my older sister had trained there before. And so I started doing it. I did some competitions, and then now I'm here trying to do the best I can, trying to get to the top.
I absolutely love your ambition. And you've been competing and you really enjoy training jiu-jitsu and competing at jiu-jitsu. Tell me how many competitions you've taken part in.
Well, this year I've done 2 and won both gold. But since my past time, I've done, I think, more than 30 competitions since I've started.
Wow. So in 5 years, nearly 6 years of training, you have taken part in 30 competitions.
Yes.
And you have just immersed yourself in the jiu-jitsu world. What do you love most about training jiu-jitsu?
Well, when I walk into the doors of my gym, the first thing I get is greetings from all my professors, all my family. I consider them family because, you train with them every day. And, once you're well known there, everyone is a family. So I love just going there, training. Obviously, my coaches, they're amazing at making us progress a lot and obviously going hard love with us so we can actually go where we want to go with our goals.
Amazing. Mum Maria, I know you don't speak a great deal of English, but thank you for joining Valentina today. How do you feel about Valentina training as much as she does and competing?
¿Cómo te sientes de yo como entreno mucho y compito?
Valentina, me siento muy orgullosa de la mujer que se está convirtiendo en Jiu-Jitsu, muy disciplinada, mentalmente muy estable, muy responsable. Bueno, es la familia Jiu-Jitsu.
She said that I'm becoming a very strong woman. Almost my birthday. A strong woman, having good responsibility, good mindset, very, very strong, and that, we're the Jiu-Jitsu family, so it's all packaged.
Oh, I love that. Valentina, how does it make you feel to hear your mum say that about you?
It makes you feel very good because usually I bug her a lot. Like, even when she doesn't even want to take me because we have stuff to do. Mom, please, can I go to Jiu-Jitsu? Mom, please, I'll clean the house. I'll do this for you. Yeah, it's like I beg her. I'm like, Ma, please. And she's like, okay, Valentina. Sometimes I even make my sister's food so we can stay there late. Because
wow.
Sometimes I like staying there long. And I try my best to get as much training as I can. So, yeah, I'm glad that she said that because I know I bug her a lot. So.
Oh, fantastic. It's so good to have such a strong mother-daughter relationship. And Mum, I thank you for transporting Valentina to her jiu-jitsu classes and, supporting her tenacity and her drive to succeed at this martial art. I know it takes a lot of patience. Sometimes I get the reverse from my children. They don't want to train. but they're going to train anyway. They do love it when they're there. They're a little bit younger than you are, Valentina. So maybe by the time they reach 14, it'll be fine.
Yes. Yes.
So you go to school as well, Valentina. How do you balance your education and your jiu-jitsu education?
Well, my school, it's very hard because I'm already in high school. But once you know that you love something and you know that you have to take care of something else, you know how to balance it. Because
Yeah.
without me, my education, my mom's not gonna let me do jujitsu.
Ah,
Without jujitsu, I also can struggle in school because that's what I like, that's what I love doing every day. Each time I
yeah.
get out of school, I'm like, okay, jujitsu time. Do all my chores, do everything I have to do, put my clothes on, and then let's go. We go, and it's a whole cycle all over again.
You sound very efficient, Valentina. I admire your efficiency and drive completely. I think when I was 14, maybe technology and kind of creative arts was my thing, but probably not in the same balance as the school and activity that you're now, taking part in. I think there's great things for you ahead, Valentina.
Thank you.
So you've competed, you've won gold, or you've got first this year.
Yes.
Do you have competitions upcoming?
Yes, I'm actually around May. I'm pretty sure there's another Jiu Jitsu World League. I'm planning to go to that one. And also Pan Kids is coming up. So I'm gonna train hard with my coach, because we're in an elite team. So to to be in the elite team, you have to train really, really hard, and it gets you to a whole nother level of jiu-jitsu with different strategies. So I'm
Wow.
excited. Yeah.
Okay, so I've not heard of an elite team before, in my ignorance, being a white belt. How many hours does being in an elite team entail on a weekly basis?
So we start at 5:30, finish at 6:30, an hour. Right now I'm training about 3 times a week. So 3 hours. Usually I do train almost every day, but right
Yeah.
now we're having some classes that I have to do. So I'm taking kind of a break, and my quince is coming up. So I'm planning my quinceañera. But overall, sometimes I even do the adult class. So that's another hour, which
Yeah.
I think for around a week brings us to 5 hours.
Okay, that's good. Now you mentioned 5:30 till 6:30. I'm not a morning person. I'm assuming it's in the evening, or
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
before? Okay, that's
Oh
fine.
no, it's afternoon. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure your mum would be quite as happy to take you if it was 5:30 in the morning. Mum,
No,
what do you say?
que a las 5:30 de la mañana creía que era.
No,
No.
no.
No, it's too early. Too early. No, at that
Okay,
time I wake up for school. So
good. Okay, that's fine. I was just checking on that one because we
yes,
we know that we have dedication here, but that would be extreme dedication. Maybe there's a time and a place in your future for early
yes,
morning training, Valentina. Maybe not just yet until you
not
can
just
drive
yet.
yourself to training.
Getting my driver's ed, so my permit.
Fantastic. Mum, what is the best thing about Valentina training jiu-jitsu?
¿Qué es la mejor cosa de yo entrenando jiu-jitsu?
Ah, em, lo mejor es que ella tiene más responsabilidad, su forma de pensar es diferente, es una niña centrada, que eso es lo que más me gusta, y yo sé que esto lo ha hecho el deporte, del jiu-jitsu. Entonces, eso me tiene muy, muy feliz, porque yo sé que ella está creciendo sana, en un ambiente sano, y eso me hace feliz, tener que llevarla todos los días, yo sé que es un bien para ella.
So my mom said that she's very happy that I'm doing jiu-jitsu because it keeps me well centered, and she knows that it's a very positive place for me to grow up in and be in
Yeah.
as a sport. And the responsibility, she says that my mindset growing up is going well, and she likes it because we've been there for such a long time, and the area is so positive. So
That's fantastic. Okay, on the flip side of that, Maria, Mum, I need to ask you, what's the worst part of Valentina training jiu-jitsu?
¿Qué es la peor parte de yo entrenar jiu-jitsu?
For me, it would be the washing and the
Yeah.
cleaning.
Ah, bueno, no sé si es la peor parte, pero claro, este es un deporte muy fuerte. Entonces a veces ya sale como lastimada y cosas así, pero no le veo como los contra.
So my mom said it's not the worst part because she doesn't find that much things negative, but probably when I get like busted up in jiu-jitsu, like her or this and that. But for me, I think it's the driving that she doesn't like. But
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
We can, as parents, we can accept some of those challenges. You mentioned your mindset and how positive you're kind of feeling towards life. Talk to me about what that means for you and how you think that's changed you.
Nowadays, everyone has their own stuff going on, and having something to look forward to, as in like jujitsu, going to see your friends, is very important because nowadays teenagers, even grown-ups, they're having a lot of how do you say it? Mental issues with
Yes.
depression, anxiety, all that stuff. And as my mom knows that I like doing jiu-jitsu because it helps me. It helps
Yeah.
me cope with the day. If the day didn't go well, jiu-jitsu. If I'm
Yeah.
tired, go train to jiu-jitsu. Even if I don't go to jiu-jitsu, go to the gym. Anything helps. Anything helps. And I think a lot of people might agree that jiu-jitsu helps a lot with your personal problems or even just going because you like it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
No, I love that. I think, using your, physical ability to train, a martial art is great. It puts you very present in the present moment.
Yes.
And that's the only thing you can really think about when you have, challenges and things outside of, in your life, then, focusing inwardly with your jiu-jitsu is fantastic, and I think anyone listening or watching this episode will absolutely feel the same about it, and it's so good. You have some upcoming competitions and goals, but how far do you see your jiu-jitsu career going?
So I actually talked about this with my mom of how long I want to do jiu-jitsu. I've told her that I want to take it to a other level, which I start competing, having a higher Instagram boosting, being more acknowledged by other people, probably getting sponsors. Just start doing stuff that are on a whole nother level to get my jiu-jitsu on top. Yeah, so I want to do it for a long time, but my mom wants me to study something else apart, but jiu-jitsu will always be there, always.
Yeah, I love that. I think your mum is completely right with the balance of life, and studying in addition to jiu-jitsu is a very positive thing, because whilst jiu-jitsu is life right now, sometimes we need other things as well.
Yes.
This is the Jiu-Jitsu Lou podcast with me, Lou Temlett, coming to you from the UK. Go and check out the latest video clips over on the Instagram at jiu.jitsu.lu. And as you're listening or watching on your favourite podcast platform, I'd really appreciate you dropping the show a rating and a review. Today, I'm having a conversation with Valentina Martin and her mum, Maria. Now, Valentina, you have competed. Is it just within the US that you are taking part in competitions?
Yes, ma'am. The farthest I've gone is probably Jacksonville, which was I think a month ago. And I actually was telling my mom that if I get the opportunity to go farther outside, I would. Like Brazil or something out of the ordinary, which I could be saving up for, I would do it for sure. It's a whole other game level, another thing that's going on. It's another place.
So how far does Maria have to drive you to get to Jacksonville from where you are now?
Around like 3 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. And is that kind of the upper limit now, Maria, for driving 3 hours?
Yes.
I once did a road trip and visited a friend in Boston, and we did the road trip all the way down to Tampa in Florida. It took us around 24 hours, and I was amazed at the distance of and the kind of scope of the US. So 3 hours in comparison seems reasonable.
Yes, yes, que ella una vez en el carro 24 horas yendo para Tampa. That's crazy. Yes.
Fantastic. So, what other countries do you have, kind of plans and ideas in mind?
I also maybe in the future wanna go to Vegas because I know there's upcoming competitions in Vegas, that I know that a lot of kids my age in my gym are probably gonna go to. Well, my friends and my coaches, I think they're planning to go this year, but first I want to be secure in what I'm training right now. So however Jiu-Jitsu really goes and PANS goes, I want to see how that goes to see if I want to take it to that level or just wait a little bit because everything takes its own time.
Yes. And if you were talking, or anyone listening, in the kind of teenage years, or maybe even younger, with their parents, what advice would you have for them if they're, have just started their jiu-jitsu career, at that young age?
Yes. So Jiu-Jitsu, I think, takes a lot of dedication and patience because at first you're just learning the moves, just learning how to take people down, just learning how to do side control. For example, my mom, she actually tried it, and I was training with her, and her thumb got jammed, and she got out, and I'm like, Mom, that's not how that works. Like, you're gonna get hurt. I told her, and but for other reasons, jujitsu is something to take time with because jujitsu, you're not gonna get there in 10 seconds. You're not gonna be a gray belt. It
Yeah.
takes time. You know, jiu-jitsu is
Yeah.
not like different other sports that you get your belt in a week or a month. Jiu-jitsu takes years, years, years
Yeah.
of training, and each day you're learning something new. Each competition you lose, you learn something new, which I've learned from my coaches. So
That's fantastic. How can a young person, even me listening to that, knowing that it takes years, how can you adapt your mindset to accept that this is a very long game, in the whole kind of mix of learning this martial art? How can one approach their mindset with knowing that it's going to take a long time to achieve something amazing?
yeah, I think just like school, you know that you have to go from kindergarten to all the way to 12th grade. You know that you're gonna get to the place you want someday.
Yeah.
So just like jujitsu, you have to take your time and know that everything has its own pace. While growing up, while taking your first steps, everything just like jujitsu. You have to take your steps little by little and take your own time and put a goal on yourself. Here, I'll make it to a gray belt and see how I feel. After your
Yeah.
gray belt, wait, I kind of like jujitsu. And then once you see, you're a black belt, you know? Yes, that's the mindset you have to have.
Valentina, I'm in awe. I'm listening intently and taking advice from you. You sound so wise. Maria, you have a fantastic daughter. I love her mindset and passion. So wise beyond your years, even beyond your 15 years tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, by the time this episode goes out, you will be 15. So, are you having a party?
Yes, I'm having a quince.
Tomorrow.
No,
Okay.
quince on the 30th.
Ah,
On the 30th, yeah.
Fabulous. Okay. Well, I think probably by the time this goes out, that may coincide at some point. Tell me what that celebration is. I've not heard the phrase before.
So it kind of comes from Latin, right? A quinceañera is like something you do to show embrace that you're going into womanhood, you're going to grow up. So, and actually, almost everyone from my gym is going because they're like family to me. And I've known some of them 4 years, some of them when I started jiu-jitsu. So it's like, you know that you can trust them. You know what I mean? Like, it's something
Yeah.
that it pays to your heart that you can go to a pool party and you'll all get along, or even if you fight, like, you know, you have to train with them, so you know that you have to be nice to them, be
Yeah.
caring. You know, it's like even if you do get into a little argument, everyone knows that jujitsu, you're not hurting nobody because we're all partners.
Yeah.
So it's all like a big circle. That's why I love my gym so much. Yeah. It's everything so all family. Everything's family there.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm still in awe of your conversation, Valentina. It's just amazing. Okay. So any other advice for any young women, particularly coming into martial arts?
I think just don't give up. Never give up. Even if it doesn't work the first time, as I tell my sisters, you have to keep trying again and again. Even it's happened to me before where I'm training and I can't get a move and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. My coach is like,
Yeah.
do it again, do it again, do it again. Because you're not gonna get good at something if you don't keep
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
So I think everything, as I said, takes time and
Yeah.
effort and the right people, the right family, the right gym, the right mindset, just everything. Everything is a whole package combined when doing a martial sport or a sport. It doesn't matter, anything, including jujitsu. So
Fantastic. How would you deal with a session on the mat and you walked away feeling like you were not very good at jiu-jitsu that day? How would you approach that mindset and kind of situation? How does it feel for you if you have those days?
yes, I do. I mean, I think everyone does, but I sometimes tell my mom, and I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I get so frustrated that I start crying because it's frustrating that you go train every day and then you're supposed to know something because obviously I've been training and I have my yellow and black belt, and knowing that I messed up, that's something that's a starter move, it kind of makes me upset,
Yeah.
but we all have our setbacks. So that's why when my coach Fox, one of my coaches, he gets upset because he doesn't like us giving up. So once you give up, you have to. He's gonna be like, go again, go again, go again. Even your teammates, they check in on you. Are you okay? This, even if you do bad that day, you still learn something. You still learn that, oh, maybe doesn't matter what kind of belt I am, I can still make those little mistakes. Every detail
Yeah.
matters. So
Amazing. Maria, what do you hope for Valentina's jiu-jitsu career?
¿qué tú quieres para mi career en Jiu-Jitsu?
Bueno, yo quiero que lleguen hasta lo máximo, como tenemos una representante, la primera representante en Coral. Bueno, me gustaría que ella fuera la segunda, que llegara en Coral y que dé su máximo en el Jiu-Jitsu, que eso es lo que ella ama. Y si es posible, ¿no? Ella quiere hacer una carrera en el Jiu-Jitsu, entonces mi total apoyo, ¿no?
My mom says that she supports me in everything that I'm gonna do. She hopes that I get even past the black belt, and that I go up to, you know, my full potential.
Yeah.
And if I do want to do in a career, that I have her support.
Fantastic. I just feel goosebumps there, Maria. The question though, Maria, are you going to come back and train jiu-jitsu?
If you have any other
Yes, the next month I go to the Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. I'll keep you
Good.
updated. I'll text you. Maria went to
Thank
Jiu-Jitsu.
Good, because the aim of this podcast is to encourage more girls and women
Yes.
to start training jiu-jitsu. We can already hear and feel how beneficial it's been for Valentina, and I think for parents, mothers in particular, it just gives us another level of community and support that just really is so supportive. And you know, these young women have all the fun, and it's time for us to have fun.
Yes, yes. No, and my mom, she's so strong. Like every woman that does it, you're so strong because not everyone at this age, all they don't do sport anymore. They don't do all that type of stuff that us teenagers do. But doing a sport like that is amazing. Come even stepping on the mat, you're a winner, just a winner right there. But just like you're about to compete, you stepping on the mat, you've won already just by doing it. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
Valentina, you are wise beyond your years. I cannot wait to continue following your journey and see you at black belt and beyond as you kind of progress through your years. I just want to wish you a very happy birthday for tomorrow, which will be already past when this episode goes live, and celebrate your kind of coming of being a woman. And Maria, thank you so much for supporting Valentina and doing all the driving. I really appreciate what a fantastic young woman you are bringing into the world and supporting.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for telling your friends about this show. And as soon as this episode ends, I'd really love you to rate and review the show. Thank you again for listening. Catch you on the next episode of the Jiu Jitsu Lou podcast.